got our first box of HelloFresh. We're super duper excited to get this open. We've already pre-selected all of our meals from the menu for the week, and we're just really excited to cook it. I'm going to be timing it to see how long it takes me, and I will keep you all updated. All right, let's get in here. So, like I said, you're able to look at the menu and select the items you want. They have lots of different options to choose from as far as like dietary restrictions and stuff. So, it comes with the cards. Here, these are all the recipe cards. So we have pork chops with scallion chimichurri. We have Korean beef bibimbap. I don't know how to say it. And then we also got a vegetarian option because I'm not so much of a meat eater as Charlie is. So I'll probably maybe cook some Italian sausages for him to have on the side. But I got the cheesy baked gnocchi with zucchini. So all of these cook in 35 minutes or less. So I will be timing myself. I like to think I'm pretty skilled in the kitchen. So I feel like that shouldn't be too hard for me because I'm pretty active in the kitchen. So we have everything comes individually bagged. The cheesy baked gnocchi and the Korean beef bibimbap, and then here are the pork chops with scallion chimichurri, which I think this is what we're gonna have for dinner tonight. It's Valentine's Day. And then there's says don't forget about the ingredients, which may be hiding underneath the ice. And there's a large, oh wow, okay, so there's a huge ice pack. Get that out of the way. And we have pork chops and ground beef. So here's some ground beef and some pork chops that go with that. And then there's another ice pack under there. So I'm probably gonna crack these bags open, or you know what? No, I think I'll just wait to open them and film them individually as I'm preparing them, because I'm going to record myself preparing them as well. So we'll see you here in a bit. All right, so it's dinner time. I got out the stuff that came plus the extra ingredients that I'm gonna need. They said I need butter, some olive oil, salt and pepper, and then I also gathered, going over this recipe card, I gathered some of the utensils that I'm going to need. So it says first thing is to wash and dry all produce, diced tomato, zest and quarter lime, minced garlic, drain and rinse beans, trim and roughly chopped scallions, and then it's telling me to cook the rice. So I'm going to set my timer and get going. Alexa, start a timer for 30 minutes.
Timer for how long?
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
So far, this has been really easy to prepare, and it doesn't seem like it requires that much skill to cook. What I can say is I am disappointed in the portion or the servings provided of the rice, because I don't eat a lot of meat. So I will have more of the sides, like rice and vegetables would go. So I wish that there was a larger serving of rice, because I typically take more, Charlie takes less, but this was kind of on the skimpy side. And I plan on sharing my pork chop with Molly because she's a child and she eats less. So I was really hoping that there was more. I mean, if you had jasmine rice in your pantry, you could bulk it up, but I don't have any right now, so I can't do that. All right, Alexa, timer off. So the timer went off, but the pork chops are still not cooked. Maybe if they sent dinner pork chops. So we'll see. If so far we did not make the timeline, but it's going to be pretty close because I'm just waiting for the pork chops to finish. So this meal was actually really, really delicious. A couple things I have made again, like without the meal kit, was the rice and the beans with the crema. It is so delicious, and it's really easy to improvise and make on your own. I plan on making a dinner next week using that chimichurri sauce, which was so good. And it was a really big hit with everybody. Molly was not a fan of the sauces, but she doesn't even like ketchup, so that doesn't really surprise me. But overall, this was a fantastic dish. Okay, so like yesterday, I've gone through the recipe here, recipe card. And I've gathered all of the things that it says I'm going to need and all of the utensils. And this one seems like pretty good. One of the tips that they said was to, while you're doing the wash and prep, if you feel like you're a good multitasker, to save time, preheat your skillet that you're going to be cooking in. So I'm going to do that. First, Alexa, set a timer for 30 minutes.
30 minutes, starting now.
All right, let's unpack this. And then before I start chopping, I'll do that. So we have mushrooms, sriracha, soy sauce, scallions, white wine vinegar, zucchini, which looks like it got frozen, more sriracha, garlic, rice, sesame oil, some ginger, and some carrots. All right. This meal requires a little bit more preparation. The way you have to peel the carrot slices and then slice the mushrooms, I feel like to stay within the 30-minute time constraint, they probably could have provided pre-sliced mushrooms or carrot ribbons that, you know, were already done if you really wanted to stay within that time frame, and make it a little bit easier. But overall, it's just a little bit more work than the previous meal I had done. And once again, same thing with the rice portioning. I wish that there had been more. We have gotten other boxes since then, and what I do is I go through and I like combine all of the particular types of rice into one, and then I'll substitute the rice in like a different dish for the rice that I have on hand. So this was also a very tasty dish. We really enjoyed it, and I will make it again without the meal kit because they provide the recipe cards. We really, really enjoyed it, and it was just so good. But once again, you can see how Charlie has much more meat, and I would have preferred to have a little bit more rice since I took a smaller portion of the meat. So there's that. But all in all, very good dish.
All right,
last meal of the week. So we've got the cheesy baked gnocchi. I was gonna make like chicken or sausage for Charlie, but he said not to worry, and Molly is having a sleepover, so it's just the two of us tonight. And I went through the recipe card here on the back, gathered all of the things I'm gonna need, and let's just get into it. Alexa, start a timer for 35 minutes.
35 minutes, starting now.
So this meal was by far the easiest for me to prep, mainly because I'm really comfortable with Italian cooking. That's what I cook a lot of. I've even made gnocchi from scratch before, so this was definitely in my wheelhouse. But also the fact that there was no protein to prepare, I think definitely helped with the ease of prep and cooking. I'm going to take this opportunity, since this is the last meal, to talk about my feelings overall for the service. So at the introductory rates, the first box was like $20 and the second box was $30, and then subsequent boxes, I think for like the next 6 would be $50, and then after that it would be just over $60 for 3 meals for 2 servings. I just feel like that is not a fantastic value. The introductory rates are great, but even $50 a week for 3 meals is just not something that I would find a value in on a regular basis. Don't get me wrong, I feel like there is times where I would need the service for the convenience of it. Like if I was traveling, like I will be traveling very soon, so I feel like this would be great for a great option for Charlie to have. So I wouldn't completely rule it out, but it is definitely something that I don't think that I would regularly spend $60 a week on. Alexa, timer off. Plated and cooked before the timer is over. Too bad I burnt the bread. This was another wonderful dish. I loved it. Charlie was not so much a fan, but I think that if it would have had some protein in it, as far as like a meat is concerned, he would have enjoyed it more. Thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe, and we will see you in our next video.
Given that's how we live it, don't be mad at the system, it's simply how we've existed.